Okay, what are some tips to getting good sound out of your susap? Let's first take a look at what the susap is. The susap is an ancient style mouth or jaw harp from Papua New Guinea. And what it is it is a piece of bamboo that's been cut in a way that it has a tongue that when tapped will vibrate and make sound. But how do we get sound out of it? Now, this is not a plucked instrument. I'm not plucking it. I'm not pulling the string. I'm actually tapping it. So these tips here to get sound out of it. First one I talk about is the grip. When you grip your susap, I like to grip it in between my thumb and my pointer finger, and you want a grip that will rock back and forth. If you go gripping this thing so hard that it can't move, it's going to have a hard time making sound because the instrument itself needs to rock back and forth. So first thing, grip, thumb, and pointer finger in a way where it can rock. The next part of the puzzle is this string. Grip the string, and it needs to rock back and forth. Now, on this reed here, there's a sweet spot. If I go tapping it down here, nothing's going to happen. If I go tapping it clear up here, nothing's going to happen. So there's a center of percussion about, on this one, everyone's different, but this one is about right here where it'll make sound. So that's where I want to be tapping the string. So what I do is I grip the string, and I will start with it dry. I've got my grip established where it'll rock back and forth, and then I'll slide down, and I want to get it to where it'll rock, and this string kind of stays halfway tight as it rocks, and I'll slide down until I get really good sound of it. Right about here, see, you notice I slid down a little bit to where I was about here. I started getting better sounds. I'm like, ooh, that's the sweet spot. Right there's the good center of percussion. Once I have that point established, I take the rest of the string and wrap it around my pinky finger, because if you're playing for long periods of time, your hands are sweaty, it's easy to slide out of that sweet spot. So I want to lock that sweet spot in. Next thing, I want to get it plucking dry. See, just like this. This is the motion here between the thumb and the pointer finger, and then tapping. Now, if you let the string go completely loose every time, you're not going to get good sound out of it. You want it kind of to be tight there and rocking. There we go. I'm getting good sound out of it dry. Now, the next part of the puzzle is when you put it up against your lips. This isn't going to be up against the teeth. It's up against the lips, but we're not actually really going to put our lips around it. We don't want to wrap our lips around it. Then it can't wrap. Then it can't rock. If you wrap your lips all the way around it, it can't resonate as well, and it can't rock back and forth. So we need that rocking motion. So what I do is I'll rest it, kind of like you pulled back in archery, you pull the arrow back, you put it in the corner of your mouth. Same type of principle here. I'm bringing the instrument up to the corner of my mouth. My hand's actually resting against my mouth or my jawbone, so it has a firm place to rest, and then I get it rocking. And see, my lips are actually touching it, but my lips aren't clamping down, and my lips are remaining loose so it can move. Get it in front of your mouth, and then once you get it plucking, once you get it floating in front of your lips, you can make sounds like you normally would on a jaw harp. It's just the tapping maneuver of this is a separate discipline. You got to get good at getting rolling sound out of it first before you start working on mouth techniques. And once you get it, get that down, I like to do like yow ho, yow ho, yow ho, yow ho. And once you start getting sound on it, now your imagination is going to be your only limit on this. I hope that helped helped a lot of people out there on how to get sound out of their susap. I actually owned this susap for probably a year before I was able to get good sound out of it, but I've narrowed it down to those several areas that we talked about before. First being the grip, where it can rock. Second being hitting on the center of percussion and just letting it rock to it. And the third, not bringing your lips all the way around it. Now, this is all natural materials. This is all bamboo. So it's not like we have a really extremely powerful vibrating spring steel reed. So I'm not going to overblow this harp. So when I do breathing techniques on the Susap, I'm not blowing hard, because if I blow hard, that's about the intervals where I give puffs of air when I'm using like a Vargan or other really breathy harp or a doromb or something. I can't do that with this because it'll just stop that reed. So my breathing is slightly subdued, and also sometimes I'm sneaking breaths if I got to keep breathing around the instrument. So my breathing on the Susap is a little bit more subdued to let this tongue ring out better and longer. Anyways, I hope that helps. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Make sure to keep your harps clean, keep them dry, and keep them old. But most of all, be good to each other. I love y'all. Harp out.